Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game War on the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play-by-email match against KilRoy. This is scenario 1, no modification, standard 1 turn setup. KilRoy just was successful retaking Wake Island after barely a week of Japanese success in this area of the Pacific. I took it more or less without much damage, but now he take it back. And there was just this British submarine was super crazy coming in Singapore, laying some mines, getting damaged by my patrol ships or boats. This is now west of Hawaii. This is maybe the returning American forces. I have here some subs on patrol trying to intercept, but no real success. I also have, of course, in every major port a minesweeper, so the time that the mines are in position are very short for KilRoy only. Can always be, of course, lucky hit, and the damage would be great if it can. I mean, if one hit happened on my ships, but so far maybe I lost 2 or 3 submarines for mines, but I don't know if I lost ever a cargo ship. So no other Navy engagement. My subs was not able to find enemy carriers. Sweeping Rangoon, but there's not much left. A Hurricane and a Buffalo. And it looks like they're both getting destroyed. My pilots are too good and too great in numbers. And KilRoy not reinforce his air defense. I think he knows that this is not possible and too risky. To bring in maybe too much. Also consumes a lot of supplies. Rangoon need direct shipping. I mean, it will be hard to transport supplies over the mountains from India to Burma. Chinese Russian bombers are still back, trying to bomb my units with little success. But I also don't have any flak or interceptors so far, only long range cap, and this is not often so successful for me. Mule mine, the same, 1 flying tiger left. Hopefully, no, not more. Yeah, only many pictures, but no airstrikes. A little soft turn, but this is also heavily related because most of my strategic goals are already achieved. And Fiji is the next big task for my Navy forces in the Pacific, and Darwin is also on the list with smaller units. And I also clean up here some of this leftover Dutch bases. So, second attempt source of Lenshao. This time the Chinese are breaking, falling back to Lenshao. Not more much left. And I don't know how many forces are in Lenshao waiting for me. My Mongolian army will soon arrive from the east, so I can get my two Japanese armies together to focus on Lenshao. At the same time, I create here the first Japanese army driving source to secure my supply lines. And these Chinese forces are also completely more or less destroyed now, falling back to this dot base. And second Battle of Changsha. Now fort is down to level 2, but still I come with 4000 raw attack value, but it is really hard to take this base. Again, I have here not many destroyed units, but the high numbers of disabled units will, I think, let me pause for at least 1 week to get most of them back on duty. For the Chinese, they have higher losses in total destroyed, but they're still too strong. At least I blow up the fort. Yeah, and this is a smaller battle at the coastline. I don't have forces left for this operation. And maybe we'll bombard each other for a long time before I can really finish my central Chinese operations. Good. So no big after activity at Wake Island. Not that I really had there much, only submarines. So we had a little air war, but the kill looks maybe more impressive. So I killed 1 Flying Tiger, 1 Buffalo, 1 Hurricane, 1 Wildcat, have ops losses, and I lost 1 Sally by operational losses. So light losses for both sides. And again, reported killed of 2 Dutch subs, but I hear no sinking sound, so I don't believe it. But they can be maybe were heavily damaged and sinking in the next days. This can happen. I also have here problems that these attacks on Changsha consume always a lot of supplies, and these units simply call in more supplies, and so the rest of the bases have less supplies, and it's also not so easy, I think, to transport the supplies here around. I mean, it's still possible, but yeah. And I can still also not really ship supplies from Japan, because I still have here not really over 3 times the supplies. I mean, a little over, but still too little. And I also want to check here something. Yeah. Keep in mind that Hokkaido here in the north, I said this already before, but you need to keep here fuel for your heavy industry. This base and this base need fuel to run heavy industry. And you can see here already this base just had not enough fuel, and say, oh, I must shut down for 1 day production. It is waste of supply. So keep in mind, here is oil, crude oil. The crude oil you ship to mainland China, and then you ship fuel from mainland Japan to Hokkaido. So back and forward. You also get a lot of resources from in Hokkaido you must send to mainland China, Japan. Wow. Here is the same, but this is not so critical. Here is no heavy industry. Burma, a little dogfighting, but nothing really will change. My carriers are, I think, back. They're coming back now, out of fuel, a little damage, lost a lot of dive bombers. So I think I will stay 3-4 days in Singapore, rest and resupply. Nothing really here to see. there's not more much left. I try to get my units back to Bruna, then load ships, and then I can make a feverish assault on these Australian forces and try to defeat them. Or, yeah, I bring here reinforcements over, I think. I know I bring some other Navy Guard units here to finish this more quickly. I think I got some reinforcements from Tokyo and sent it down to Rabul, more Navy Guard units. They are really good for this kind of stuff. They are not really frontline fighting first class units, but to fight with secondary class unit base forces, they are all fine. My carriers are coming close to Fiji, so far undetected. So maybe next day, this enemy destroyers or corvettes are messing with my submarines, and I can maybe, if the weather is with me, I can maybe make the airstrike on these forces and destroy them by airstrikes. The Marshall Islands are fine, no detection for my picking boats, and I also lost completely contact with with the American battleships carriers. Where they are, I don't know. I believe that they're going back to Pearl Harbor to resupply because the operation is over. The Americans take Vic again, but not more so far. Good. I was able to bring in some forces to Marcus Island. I have here now one air engineering unit with aviation support and some Navy Guard units holding Marcus Island. Marcus Island and Wake is more or less exactly the same. It's both are islands somewhere in the Central Pacific, far away from every other island, and it's hard to get really support nearby. And they are small. There's no real port. There is nothing really these islands can do, and they have a stacking limit of 6,000, so you can only bring here very small units to defend these bases. Yeah, good. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.